Hi everyone, this is William from the Headphone Experience, and I'm here tonight with my first impressions of the Erzetich Mania headphone. These are made in Slovenia, and they currently sell for 1,199 euros, which at today's exchange rate works out to 1,337 US dollars. These use a 50 millimeter dynamic driver that's made of titanium. They have an impedance of 80 ohms. According to Erzetich, these are a semi-open design. The ear cups are made of linden wood, which I guess is native to Slovenia, and the ear cups are made of a synthetic leather. According to the Erzetich website, no animals were killed in the making of these headphones, so if you don't want real leather and don't want to sacrifice an animal for your headphones, these ear pads they're very thick and very soft, quite comfortable. Anyway, these headphones weigh in at 460 grams according to Erzetich. I did not weigh them myself, but that would be about average for a full-size over-the-ear headphone, and that's what they feel, about average, not especially heavy. They come with a detachable cable, and I guess I'll show you this first. They use a 4-pin mini XLR connection, which I know that's the same as what Kennerton uses, and I believe Odyssey uses that, and I'm sure others are using that. The cable that comes with is about probably about 6 feet long, probably about 2 meters long. It has a standard single-ended 1/4 inch or 6.3 millimeter connection at the amp end, and then at the headphone end you have your 4-pin mini XLRs. And the one side, the right side, is marked with little red sleeves, so you know which is which, because the headphones themselves do not really have a front or back. They do have the name on the top, so you can use that, but there's really no difference. The ear pads aren't tapered, the connection is not angled forward, so it doesn't really matter which way you put these, but the red sleeve on the cable will let you know which is right and left, so you get them on right. The headphones themselves, they've got swivel, kind of the up and down swivel, which is kind of normal, and then they also swivel side to side, so you know, getting a good seal on your ear is pretty easy. And like I said, the pads are nice and soft and flexible, and then your height adjustment comes from your knob here. You can loosen that, slide it up and down, and then lock it in where you want. So they're actually pretty easy to adjust, and actually I find them very comfortable. Once they're on my head, and like I said, they're pretty much average weight for a full-size over-the-ear headphone, and they don't, when I looked at them, honestly, I didn't think they looked like they were going to be especially comfortable, but they are actually, I'd say, better than average comfort. And even though they have very little spring force pushing in, you know, they don't squeeze my head at all, but they, you know, don't move around at all. They stay in place. So, you know, no complaints at all about that. The fit, the comfort, the weight, everything, pretty happy. Getting into the sound a little bit, and I've had these about a week, but I'll be honest, I've been pretty busy with my daytime job. And I probably only put, I don't know, maybe 3-4 hours in on these, but you know, enough to have a pretty basic opinion of the sound. And of course, this is just my first impression, so I will definitely do a second video in a few weeks. Probably 2 or 3 weeks from now, I'll do a part 2 to this and dive deeper into the sound. But for now, I'll give you my first impressions. The first thing that stood out to me is that they're a little bit on the warm side of neutral. I'd say especially in the mid-range, but just like I said, not a lot, but just a little bit on the warm side, with a slight V-shape to the tone balance. Not that the mid-range is really recessed, but I would say just a slight boost in the bass and a slight boost in the treble is the way they sound to me, you know, based on a totally flat neutral, you know, tone balance. But basically, the best way I can describe the sound of these is it's thick and rich. These headphones are pretty much the opposite of what I would call a thin sounding headphone. You know, if you don't like thin sounding headphones, you're probably going to really like this, because like I said, it's just a thick, rich, creamy sound, but doesn't really give up any detail for that. You know, just and I would say the frequency response, the extension on both ends is really good. The bass goes deep, has pretty good sub bass, and the treble goes high, and no roll off at all in the treble. I would actually, I really like the treble in these. They have a very clear, very detailed treble, but they don't sound harsh at all. I've never heard anything yet sound harsh in the treble. The bass is solid, and it's got good impact. I would say the imaging and separation is good on them. Good separation of instruments. I would say the sound stage, not huge, but fairly large. And considering this is, according to Erzetich, this is a semi-open design, I would say that the soundstage is pretty much, you know, average to even maybe a little on the large side of average for a open design. So, you know, no worries as far as having a small soundstage on these. I would say both the clarity and the detail are very good on these. Like I said, it's kind of a thick, creamy sound, but I don't really hear any loss of detail because of that. It's not analytical, you know. I mean, it's not, you know, super detailed like a few headphones I've heard, where it's going to etch out every little detail. But I don't hear anything missing, and yet, you know, it's got that rich, creamy sound to it. And in fact, you know, I really like it, and because of that, pretty much every type of music I've listened to on this, it sounds good, you know. I mean, sometimes when a headphone gets too detailed or too analytical, it reaches a point where all you can do is listen to your best recordings on it, and everything that's short of an ideal recording can sound harsh or bad or whatever. And these are one of those headphones that just makes pretty much everything sound good. I mean, it doesn't have to be a perfect recording. This is one of those headphones that you're going to want to listen to everything you own, not just pick out your very best recordings. So anyway, yeah, I was surprised by the comfort. I mean, to be honest, you know, like I said, the headband doesn't look like it's going to be all that comfortable. They look a little bit heavy, but to be honest, they're very comfortable, and I'm really enjoying these. I really like the sound. So I'm going to get back to you probably in about 3 weeks with the second part to this video. And if by then I'm going to have some more time on them and I can dive a little deeper into the sound. But until then, I would say just a very pleasant all-around sound. Nothing lacking, no detail lacking, no peaks or valleys in the tone balance that, you know, that cause any problems, or that nothing's missing. And like I said, just all around, I mean, I have no complaints about these. These are a nice headphone. And also, I do have the this Erzetich has two headphones right now, the Mania and the Phobos. This is the cheaper of the two. This is a dynamic driver, and the Phobos is a planar magnetic design and a bit more expensive. And I also have those in right now, so I'm going to do a first impressions video on those in probably a day or two. So that should be coming out pretty quick. And then I'm gonna do the, you know, part 2 to each one in probably about 3 weeks, and I may even do a extra video comparing the two on how they sound. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. And once again, this is William from the Headphone Experience, and if this video has helped you, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you're all welcome to join us over at the Headphone Experience on Facebook. Thank you.